Oh, we got some more.
Hello?
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you see
Addison.
me?
Yeah, I
Can you
can't
see
see
me?
I can't see you yet. I cannot see you yet.
How
But
do I
I
do
can
it?
um I don't are you on iPhone?
Yeah.
Trevor,
Yo, Quinn, I hear you.
what's up, man?
Okay, I don't see either of you. I mean that's fine you
There's
guys don't
two
want to.
Quins.
There are two Quins in here.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome.
Wait,
Awesome. You should be able to show. I'm thinking about to see you,
did I
Addison.
get it?
Yep,
I just
yep.
start video. Nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's going down. It's going down.
All
Addison,
right. I can't see anybody else.
that's probably go to like meeting participants or something. It might just be how you have it displayed on your iPhone.
Yeah, I'm not able to see anybody else either.
No,
Hello.
you guys aren't able to
I
see.
don't know what I'm doing. Oh, hey, you got a swipe.
There we
Did-
go.
Wait, do you guys all see us now?
Wait, you just got a swipe. Can you guys see me?
I
I
see
see
you.
Joseph.
Yeah, I see
Yeah, I
you.
can see you when you talk. I see you.
Oh, I can see Joseph. I can see you. I see. Oh, Quinn's gone.
Quinn's
Never mind.
gone. He'll probably be back. Probably have some
Wait,
technical
hold on a minute.
difficulties.
How did I? Wait, there was like a screen with like a computer. There's like a computer screen or something.
This screen right here, like the one I had with the.
Where'd it go?
Maybe
Oh, there it is. Oh, you just have to swipe on your phone.
All right, say less. Say less. Say less. Okay, it's 8 right now.
That's crazy. Wait, Joseph.
We'll give
Wait,
like
hold
five
on.
more. We'll give like
Joseph.
5 more minutes.
Yeah, bro.
I'm Addison.
What's up, Addison? I'm Joseph.
Nice to meet you, dude.
Nice to meet you too, brother.
Are you friends with Trevor?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Nice. You go to IU?
sure do.
Dude, right on, man. That's freaking cool.
Yeah.
Dude, so guys, get this. So Trevor, you seen my truck?
Which the red one, right? Where you painted on the back?
Yeah, John
Yeah.
629.
Yeah, hardest thing ever.
So,
Jacob Britson, what's up?
What
Jacob
up?
Britson? No
Yeah.
way.
What's going
Hey,
on,
what's up,
Britson?
dude?
Let's
What up,
go.
gang?
Let's go. Let's
This
go.
is cool. Dude, so John 629, me and Luke were doing this roof today. Well, also the lady at the gas station was like, "What is that?" I was like, "Oh, I bet." So we got to talk about that. And then I was on this roof, and me and Luke are doing it. We're like out in the country working on this roof, and this random car comes in, pulls into the driveway, and like this old dude like gets out, and like I was like, "Oh, this must be because it's the guy that his name is Ben." I was like, "This must be like Ben's friend or his dad or something." He just parks in the driveway, gets out of his car, goes, "Whose truck is this?" I go, "Oh, that is my truck." And he just goes, "I like it."
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just bring a real bucket of paint to it? Just
Yeah, it was just like
and why'd you choose that verse? Why'd you
it
choose that verse to paint on it?
Yeah, why did I choose that verse?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know that day. It just kind of hit me. I don't know.
Heck yeah.
Like, I was sitting there thinking about like, I didn't know what the verse was, so I had to go look it up. But I was sitting there thinking about like what is the simplest thing you could put that if someone's like confused, upset, or maybe like down on themselves, what's the simplest thing you could put? And it's like, so John 629. If you guys like don't know what John 629 is, John 629 is like when the Pharisees and the like religious leaders are like questioning Jesus, and they're like, "What must we be doing to be doing the work of God?" And he's like, "This is the work of God. Believe in the one he sent for you." Like it's like so simple that they were like, "Well, we're doing like they're doing their whole tithing, all their like religious practices," and they're like, "What must we be doing to do the work?" And he's like, "To believe that I'm doing this for you. That's the only work. Like there's nothing for you to do. It's just to believe what I've done for you." And so I don't know, it's just cool. It's just
I
such
like
a,
that.
it's everyone knows John 3:16, right? But like John 6:29, you have to like go think about that one. You got to go read about that one. So that's why I did that one. I think.
like that.
Who's Jen King?
I
That's my
believe that
mama.
is Joseph's mom. Welcome, Jen.
Welcome, Jen.
We're gonna start at like 8:05 just in case someone's having trouble getting in.
Yeah, I'll be honest, dude. I was struggling. I'm not used to this.
Yeah, it's all right, bro. You got in though. That's hype.
So I'm upset, dude. I really wanted Luke to get on. He just got his fire Bible. He was so excited. He got a brand new one.
Grant's trying to get in. That lowercase J is throwing people for a loop. I think it's
Grant's getting in here.
yeah, he should be. He's at the gym pumping right now, so he'll probably just be listening in. Yeah, I figured
Okay,
we
bet.
would just read through through James and like see how far we get. Let's spend like 25 or so minutes on this, and then we'll read through. Maybe we'll go through James 1 and James 2 and just see
Okay.
how and read that, and then at the end like we can go back and like talk on spots that we want to talk about, And
Okay,
then
bet I'm down.
we can read first, and then if we want to stay longer for discussion, we can stay longer.
Is Grant Zoom user?
I don't know who Zoom user is.
Well, welcome Zoom user. That's cool. Well, we got like a pop up. Who is that?
Is that
Ross?
Ross? Is that
Ross?
Ross? Let's go, Ross.
Ross, dude, that is so cool.
I don't think he can hear us yet. Ross, you hear us? Yeah, Ross.
Ross.
Hey,
yeah.
unmute yourself to talk, Ross.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I like seeing
Yeah.
that, but I can't like I know he doesn't.
I don't know how to work this thing.
I was struggling too. Hey, Trent's on.
Is it? Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. Cool. This is
Heck
cool.
yeah.
Tresnar.
Yeah, brother.
What's up, Addison?
What's up, dude?
What's up, my boy?
I'm gonna give like 2 more minutes for people to join. In my bad, guys. Okay.
This is
Hey,
good.
Quinn said he was going to join.
Trevor.
Yeah, Quinn was in here. We just had Quinn.
Oh,
Okay.
Dude, it would not let me download Zoom. It wouldn't let me go to the stream. It was trying to not let me in here, but I'm in here now.
Oh, I didn't start the stream. I need to start the stream.
I was struggling. I couldn't figure it out.
I need to probably need to drop the stream too. Ouch.
Dude, Jacob, you have like a portrait mode. Like there's like your background is like
Yeah, Jacob's blurred in. He's looking nice out there.
I'm a Zoom professional. I do this.
Oh, dude,
yes, sir. You
I'm
know
like-
how to get the background.
I'm sitting here. I'm like, I have no clue what's going on, dude. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like sitting here like Trevor. I can't figure it out. I can't get in here. I'm like clicking both links. None of them's working. Jacob's over here got the freaking like portrait mode going on. Oh, I got you.
Okay.
oh, here we go. I'm in space.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh, there you
baby.
go, Ross.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
How'd you do that? How did you do that, Ross?
I have no idea. I'm a cat now.
Oh, Ben.
What's going on? Oh, man.
Oh, that's cool. I see.
You guys see mine?
Yeah. Okay.
All
right.
right. Get this off of it.
How
That
many we
is
got
crazy.
in here? We got everyone in here. Well, let's I'm gonna start off, Addison, with that video that you actually just sent, because I thought when you sent that was like wild.
Dude, wasn't that crazy?
Yeah. Hey, watch this video, guys.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No,
Can you guys hear it?
Could you guys hear it?
no, I don't hear it. Oh.
When you
No.
share your screen, you might have to do share screen and audio. I'm not sure if you can.
Okay, let me check that. Please stop share.
That is a good video, bro. I just watched that when I was pooping. I was like, this is crazy. I really did. I was on the toilet and I was like, oh my god.
Share sound. Okay, cool. Good job, Joseph.
Yep.
Okay. Start it up.
Let's get this translated and see what it says. The first word is Adam. Adam, man, we can relate to that. He has a son by the name of Seth. Root Seth suggests being appointed. Now, he has a son, when he grows up, he has a son by the name of Enoch. And that's a Hebrew word that means mortal or frail. So Enosh has a son, but he names his son Kenan, and that means sorrow. He named his son Mahalalel. Mahalalel means the blessed God. Well, he has a son by the name of Yared, which means shall come down. That leads us to Enoch, implying commencement or teaching. He has a son by the name of Methuselah, his death shall bring. He has a son by the name of Lamech. The root means despairing. Lamech has a son by the name of Noah, which means to bring relief or comfort. So we have the genealogy. Let's translate. Man is appointed mortal sorrow, but the blessed God shall come down.
Look how it translates in the order.
Man appointed mortal sorrow, blessed God shall come down, teaching his death shall bring the despairing comfort and rest. That is freaking insane.
Insanity how like connected and alive this book is to this day, and like
You can't defeat it.
you can't defeat it.
It's
Like,
a living word, dude.
right? Well, let's
Yeah.
start into one James, okay?
Okay.
Everyone sees my screen.
Yep.
How do we want to do it? Like, should I just read, or should we split it off like people read?
I don't care. I'm down with whatever we do.
Can everyone can see it though, right? So we could like switch off
Yeah.
read.
I got
Okay,
mine too with me, so
Maybe let's switch off like every 2 paragraphs. You guys cool with that?
I'm cool.
I like
don't-
your voice, Tresnor.
If you don't want to read, just just volunteer if you want to, and we'll just go. All right. So starting here, 1 James. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes scattered among the nations. Greetings. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double-minded and unstable in all they do. Believers in humble circumstances ought to take pride in their high position, but the rich should take pride in their humiliation, since they will pass away like a wild flower. For the sun rises with scorching heat, withers the plant, its blossom falls, and its beauty is destroyed. In the same way, the rich will fade away, even while they go about their business. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. When tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me, for God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desire and enticed. Then after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it is full grown, gives birth to death. Don't be deceived, my dear brothers and sisters. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. He chose to give us birth through the word of truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits of all he created. So I'll just finish chapter 1, and then someone can read chapter 2 after me. My
Okay.
dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forget what he looks like. But whoever looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it, not forgetting what they have heard, but doing it, they will be blessed in what they do. Those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongues deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless. Religion that God, our Father, accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. So that was chapter 1 right there.
Dang, almost like we should talk about some things right there. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
in that.
let's definitely break into that before we break into chapter 2. So
I think
what do you,
one thing I was reading that like at least when you were reading, I was already looking at is he says like be doers of the word and not hearers, only deceiving yourselves. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man who looks intently at his natural face in a mirror. For he looks at himself and goes away and at once forget what he looks like. But he who looks into the perfect law, the law of liberty, and preserves, being no hearer who forgets, but a doer who acts, he will be blessed in his doing. That's pretty freaking big. I feel like that's important
right?
because, like, if you think about it, like, it's not in terms of like reading the word. Like, one of the things that the Pharisees were doing wrong were that they were like reading the scriptures and claiming to follow them, even though it essentially, because of their sin and blindness, it wasn't like possible. That the only way you could truly follow the word is by believing in him, which is the word. And like that one honestly almost kind of like puts my brain a little bit of a rattle because it's like you have to think about that, right?
That is how I feel about that too. I can't really, I mean, I guess all we can do is pray, and what I'm going to do is ask for God to like reveal that to me, because like you said, that is something like anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what it looks like. So honestly, you got to think about that. If you were to look at your face and then be able to forget what you look like, it's almost as if you would have to have so many rushing thoughts and not a peaceful brain,
Right.
to
Like not
forget
a
your
mind at
face.
rest.
Yeah, because if you have a mind at rest, I feel as if you're not going to forget what you look like. And it almost says, I don't know. So yeah, Joseph, is that a hand raised?
It is, yeah.
I
I
like that.
want
I like
to
that.
go back to verse 9
Okay.
through 11. When he basically says, like, especially the rich should take pride in their humiliation. I feel like a lot of times, especially in our culture and society, we get so caught up and focused on trying to get achievements, and we take pride in those achievements, but we don't always give those achievements to God as well. And a lot of times, like, we just try to build and get as much as we can. But then, like it says there, we're going to pass away just like the wildflower. So why take so much pride in everything we try to gain instead of giving it back to God, since we're here in the first place because of him, since we have that opportunity from him. So I think that's good. I like that point there too.
I like that, bro. That was pretty good.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Really good.
Yeah.
That was really good. Yeah, dude, I have like these little cliff notes I read, like at least on the bottom of mine, because I have the fire bubble and has these little cliff notes. So sometimes I'm like a little confused about something. I'll read these passages, and like the one that I was like confused about earlier. I was looking, and I have a little thing right here that says, "Be doers of the word, not hearers only." And it says like we deceive ourselves if we think that being exposed to Bible teaching and Christian ministry is enough to keep us in a right relationship with God. We can be involved in all kinds of church activity and ministry and know a lot about God's word. But if we do not put that word into practice, all of our activity and knowledge is meaningless. We must develop true godly character and a lifestyle of companionship with Christ in order to truly please God, fulfill his purposes for our lives, and receive ultimate spiritual salvation. So it's like, if you can go to church and you can sit through all the, but we could sit here and we could read all the scriptures in the world, but like if in the reality in the real world we're not going out and actually like being a light and like not letting like the fear of what others might think of you hinder the truth that you know about who God is and who you are, ultimately like you can deceive yourself by you just following the religious practices and doing your quote unquote due diligence. It's like, no, actually, like in being hearers of the word, it's not like your salvation depends on whether you follow the rules. That's not what it's like saying. It's like saying, don't just go out and do like, don't go and just do it to check off a box, but do it because it's like the truth, and like to walk in the truth and walk with the Spirit and walk with God, and like truly to be in love with God and with God's people, and everything else happens naturally. Like just fall in love with him and his word, and then it all flows perfectly. I think that's what that's saying.
Yeah, I think so too, because then, like, if you look at verse 11, for the sun rises with scorching heat and withers the plant, it blossom falls, and its beauty is destroyed in the same way the rich will fade away. That's kind of like money can't buy happiness.
Literally.
You have to have Jesus, you have to love Jesus, and you can't really be fulfilled unless it's through him. So I completely agree.
Yeah, dude. That's the thing, bro. Just gotta fall in love with Jesus. And if I'm being honest, dude, sometimes like I'll be talking like Luke about it. I wish Luke would have gone on, but sometimes I'll sit there and I'll worry like if like and I'll let it worry and I'm like it'll start worrying about money or like if I'm gonna be able to like pay for that or pay for this or I gotta get this done to get this paid for. And then I'm like almost get mad at myself because I'm like, I know this isn't like coming from a point of faith. It's coming from a point of like I'm just not trusting and I'm doubting. And I can't not be honest with myself because I know that's what it's coming from. But that's the thing is don't fall in love with money. I think that's one I struggle with the most is like don't worry about money and like that and don't worry about like that's what you need in order to get what you want. Like you already have what I want. Like I have what I've always wanted. And so yeah, I'm glad you pointed that one out because I wasn't even really thinking about it.
I also like the 13 here where it says, when tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me, for God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desire and enticed. And I mean, think about it, like from the beginning, God set us up so perfectly. He had Adam and Eve right where he wanted them, right? Like perfect. They had everything they needed from God that they could imagine at the time. And then once God didn't tempt them, the serpent tempted them, the evil tempted them, you know? So it's like God gives us these great things, yet we are the ones who have this sin in us that tempt ourselves to go away from what God really wants. And
Yeah, that's perfect.
anyone else got anything we want to toss into on chapter 1 before we go to chapter 2?
I had this like underlined previously, but it's verse 6. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like the wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. That's like what you guys were kind of talking about earlier. Like you can't just say you believe and like not actually, like follow God and believe that Jesus is the Son of God. You're not going to receive anything like that. Like you actually have to put your faith into him, get into the word and get into the community to like actually feel his love and grow closer to him.
That was solid, bro. I felt
Yeah.
that one.
Heck yeah.
Good.
I'm glad you pointed that one out too, because it's almost like when who was it when they were out on the water and he was like, can I walk on the
Peter?
water with you? Yeah, Peter.
Yeah.
And like he asked and like he did do it once he believed, but then once he was doing it, he started doubting himself and plop.
Yeah.
Bro, look at this. Dude, since you just said that, dude, look at this. Wait, how do I flip my camera? Oh.
Hey.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
Isn't that cool?
Is that from that scene?
Yeah, bro. Look.
Heck yeah.
Isn't that
That
cool?
is a cool illustration.
Bro, look at this one I got too. I know we're reading, but I'm going to show this one too. This is pretty cool. Look at this one. Bro, that's cool.
Oh yeah, that one's tough.
Yeah, that one's tough, dude. That one's real tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right, well, I just figured to show those. I thought they were cool.
All right, so who wants to read chapter 2? Would anyone want to?
I'll read.
All right, Adson.
I'll read some, and then someone else can read some too.
Yeah,
It looks. Who said that?
I can take over after Addison.
You guys
Look
want
at
to
that.
split it up into the favoritism one and then just the real faith one? The faith and deeds. And then...
Mine goes like this: the sin of partiality, and then like it stops with like on 14 where it says faith without works is dead. So I
Okay.
can split. I'll read till 14, and then
Which
he
version
reads
are
the
you
rest.
reading, Addison? Just so
I do
everyone knows.
ESV.
ESV. Here, I'll switch
But-
to ESV while you go.
All right, bet. So then, all right, I'll read till 14,
Let me
and then
find
Joseph
that
can read.
first. It should be here.
You want me to wait?
Yeah, so I can pull it up here on the screen so everyone can see it. So we don't get English Standard Version, right?
Yeah.
So yep,
All
it
right,
should
bet.
be you.
So it says, my brothers, show no partiality as you hold the faith in our Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of glory. For if a man wearing a gold ring and fine clothing comes into your assembly, and a poor man in shabby clothing also comes in. And if you pay attention to the one who wears the fine clothing and say, you sit here in a good place, while you say to the poor man, you stand over there, or sit down at my feet. Have you not then made distinctions among yourselves, and become judges with evil thoughts? Listen, my beloved brothers. Has not God chosen those who are poor in the world to be rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom, which he has promised to us, which he has promised to those who love him? But you have dishonored the poor man. Are not the rich the ones who oppress you, and the ones who drag you into court? Are they not the ones who blaspheme the honorable name by which you were called? If you really fulfill the royal law according to the scripture, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. You are doing well. But if you show partiality, you are committing sin and are convicted by the law as transgressors. For whoever keeps the whole law but fails in one point has become accountable for all of it. For he who said, do not commit adultery, also said, do not murder. If you do not commit adultery but do murder, you have become a transgressor of the law. So speak and so act as those who are to be judged under the law of liberty. For judgment is without mercy to one who has shown no mercy. Mercy triumphs over judgment. I like that one.
Yeah, it's tough.
Okay. Joseph, you want to go?
Yep. Faith without works is dead. What good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can that faith save him? If a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one of you says to them, go in peace, be warmed and filled, without giving them the things needed for the body, what good is that? So also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. But someone will say, you have faith and I have works. Show me your faith apart from your works, and I will show you my faith by my works. You believe that God is one. You do well. Even the demons believe and shudder. Do you want to be shown, you foolish person, that faith apart from works is useless? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he offered up his son Isaac on the altar? You see that faith was active along with his works, and faith was completed by his works. And the scripture was fulfilled that says, Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him as righteousness. And he was called a friend of God. You see that a person is justified by works and not by faith alone. And in the same way was not also Rahab, the prostitute, justified by works when she received the messengers and sent them out by another way. For as the body apart from the spirit is dead, so also faith apart from works is dead.
Solid.
Before we discuss, guys, I just got a notification that we had 10 minutes before we started reading. So we have 6 minutes and 33 minutes left in this meeting. I think that's all I can do right now for my basic Zoom. So we'll just discuss. And if it ends, right on everyone for coming. And I hope we all enjoyed this. We'll do more of these too. And I'll try to get that to where it won't run out on us next time.
Dude, also, I mean, like, shoot, where's everybody at? Like, where's everybody live? You guys are all in Bloomington?
We're probably all spread out a good amount. We're
Yeah.
all in Bloomington, and who's Tomas? Oh, Tomas. What is up? Is that Tomas from?
That's my papa.
Oh, okay. Okay. Awesome.
From Markleville.
Okay.
Well, Trevor, dude, I'm willing to
And then we
come
got
to
Grant down
Bloomington,
there,
so that's
too?
where it seems like everybody is, dude. We got to do one of those where we go out on that one little, like, rock and forest area, and we're reading out there. That place
Bad.
was cool.
That or even take it to campus, dude. I'd like to do some readings out on campus and just put a
Bro, that
sign
would be
up
good
and be
too.
like, if anyone has questions, like come and sit and we can discuss together.
Yeah, that would be a good one too.
But back
That's
to this,
right.
I want to talk about Bertson, what you were just talking about, how kind of what we were all sort of just talking about and what he was hitting on last chapter, but he really hits on here is, for as the body apart from the spirit is dead, so also faith apart from works is dead. So that's where we were all diving into, talking about if we say these things, but we don't really put action behind it, the work behind it, it's kind of cancels out on itself. You know, you got to have the work with the faith. You got to believe and also put the work behind it that he calls for.
Right. Because it's like, if you just believe, I think, like, naturally, when you really do believe in the gospel, the faith will just follow along with your belief. Like how you treat people, the things you do for people, what you're willing to go out and do for people. And like with nothing really in return. Like, because sometimes in my head, I'll do something for someone, but then I'm like, oh, I didn't get anything back. Or maybe I want something back. And I'm just being honest, dude. I can't not be honest. I can't trick myself. And I think that's where it comes down to, like, when God's really showing you, like, you doing something for someone, it's not like about you getting something in return. It's literally like doing something good for someone. The return you get is that, like, God has been glorified, like the Heavenly Father's glorified. You don't got to
Yes.
tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Like, you don't got to spread it out. Like, and then so I've been sitting there sometimes, and I'm not trying to. I don't want to ramble. I'm gonna say something real quick too, and then someone else can talk. Sometimes I get in these things where I'm like, go back and forth myself because I think about that. I'm like, I'm not gonna like, oh, I'm some freaking holy person or whatever. Like, but when something good happens, I'm like, well, I do want to tell everyone. Like the person that I was talking to about John 6:29, it was such a small little thing. And in my head, I'm like, all right, keep that between me and you. But then I'm like, I also want to tell, like, the brothers, everyone who believes, it's like, dude, this was freaking cool. This was awesome that happened. So I sometimes go back and forth on that because I'm like, you know what, I'm not trying to, like, I don't want to feel like I'm showing off to anybody,
Yeah.
And then at the same time, like, you want to share, like, with your brothers that believe, because you're like, guys, just listen to this. Like, this was
Just
pretty
so
cool.
awesome.
Like, yeah, exactly. You know
And
what I'm saying?
I think next time we'll do a segment called Jesus sightings, where we talk about how we've seen cool things, like from just, we know that we're from God, like stuff that you just worked in your life that you saw in like prior weeks, and we'll discuss those. Joseph, you got a question? We have 2 minutes 50 seconds, guys.
Yeah, I'll make it quick. One thing I wanted to touch on, it's something I struggle with. I'm sure a lot of people kind of struggle with too. If you go back to verse 3, and if you pay attention to the one who wears the fine clothing and say, you sit here in a good place, while you say to the poor man, you stand over here, sit down at my feet, kind of being judgmental and kind of just going based off what somebody looks like. If somebody looks kind of trashy, it's easy for me to kind of be like, I'm going to stay away from that person. Like, I don't really want to deal with that type of person, or whatever the case may be. But then he follows it up and says you should love your neighbors, you love yourself. That's one thing I feel like I could work on. And I'd be getting in like some mood sometimes where I just get angry as well, like at some people, like especially when I'm driving, somebody cuts me off, I'm like, oh, F that person, like that person.
Yeah, bro, we all get that feeling.
Yeah, man.
Like I
You're not
totally
alone, man.
quick to get angered like that sometimes, and then also judge. So I feel like that's one thing.
One thing that always helps me whenever I want to get angry at someone else is just, you got to remember that God made everyone in his image. So every single living thing is, in a sense, God, so would you want to be angry at God, and would you want to be hurtful towards God? And that's something that helps me retain a calmness in my head sometimes.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, well, like kind of how like when I took you to Five Guys and said don't talk to them.
You can't talk. You. That's different.
Dude, that's how it goes, bro. Like, I'll be sitting there, like, I'll be going off, and then Dawson will be like, well, humble me real quick. Be like,
brothers are different. Brothers are a different breed.
Bro, I just had a verse that came up, and it was like something like a friend is something, and then a brother's born for adversity. It was like a proverb. But dude, I'm gonna touch upon what said. If no one, unless anyone else has anything to say, I was talking a lot.
Anyone have anything else to say? We got 1 minute left, guys, and it's gonna cut off on us.
All right, I'm about to spit some real quick. Like to just literally add on to what Joseph was saying. Like, there's other scriptures where like it might have been Paul, but whoever, it's all the Spirit, right? So like some of us have entertained angels unaware, right? And I think God literally will sometimes not like, I don't want to say God's testing you because I don't like want to say he's testing you, but it's like you sometimes could be in the presence of an angel and you don't even know it.
Right.
And that literally could be the person with the raggy clothes on. So it's like, if you judge someone else, like in this weird sense, like you're also judging yourself. So when you're angry at someone else, like, and you have this like bitterness in your heart, like it's only you that's captive by that like bitterness and that like unforgiveness. You're the one that's being held down by that. And so it's like literally just love and forgive everybody regardless of what they do to you. Like Jesus defeated his enemies by dying for them.